Okay there, Latin 2. Here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and read pages. Actually, you know what? Let's do the reading after. I'm going to teach you this thing first. So, what we're about to do is dive into something called the subjunctive mood. So, take notes. Very important. The subjunctive. Okay? The subjunctive is a mood. And by mood, I mean it's another way of classifying verbs. So, you have been living with the indicative this whole time. And the imperative. Now it's the subjunctive. There's 3 moods. Technically there's 4, but there's 3 moods. Okay, a subjunctive is a mood. So when you parse a verb, you give the person the number, the voice, the tense, and the mood. And then the reason for the mood. That's how it works. Now, the subjunctive, the way I've always described it, is a level removed from reality. You're talking about something that's not actually currently happening. It may have happened, it may be possible to be happening, but it is not currently happening. It is not the main action on the screen. Okay? There's currently 3 uses for you, and we're only going to use it in subordinate clauses right now. Okay? So a subordinate clause is a clause that cannot stand on its own, and that's the only time you're going to use the subjunctive clause, or the subjunctive mood. Okay? So copy that down. Now, like I said, there's only 3 uses for it that I'm going to teach you today. But before we get into it, I want to go ahead and teach you the formation of the subjunctive mood. Okay? So I made this up for you. You can do the imperfect or the pluperfect right now because they're the easiest to construct. That's why the book starts with them. We'll get to the perfect and the present later, but right now you're doing the actives only. So in the imperfect or the pluperfect, you're going to take an infinitive. Now in the imperfect, you're going to take, you know what, here's what we'll do. In the imperfect, you're going to take the present active infinitive, amare. Then you're going to add the personal endings, mst, musti, senti. Then you're going to floss. That's for the imperfect. Now for the pluperfect, you're going to take the perfect active infinitive. Then you're going to add on the personal endings. Then you're going to floss. So here's how you construct the subjunctive mood. Same process. That's all you've got to do. So amarem, amares, amaret, amaremus, amaretis, amarent, amavisem, amavises, amaviset, amavisus, amavisimus, visemus, amavisetis, amavisent. That's how you construct them. Now go ahead and copy the chart on the bottom of page 151, and then copy the charts on page 152. All right, now that you've finished copying the charts, let's talk about the grammar, about how it works, okay? I told you there were 3 uses of it. The first 2 uses are both for cum clauses, all right? So the subjunctive being used in a cum clause, okay? There is the causal and there's the circumstantial. So the causal, cum causal, means that there is a direct logical link between the cum clause and the indicative clause. Circumstantial is it's just setting the stage. Now, realistically, 10 to 15% of your cum clauses, the rest. I'll give you a quick couple of examples. Cum Cornelium conspiceret, Flavia verebatur. Once she spotted Cornelia, or once she was spotting Cornelia, Flavia was fearing. Now, a couple things I'd like to call to your attention here. This sentence, this clause cannot exist on its own. Cum Cornelium conspiceret. when she spotted or when she was spotting Cornelia, or since she was spotting Cornelia, or because she was spotting Cornelia. Okay? Cum can mean all those things, and in a cum causal, it's causal. So, because she was spotting Cornelia, Flavia was fearing. Now, Flavia was fearing can exist on its own. That's a main clause. Subordinate, main. Subordinate can't exist on its own. It's not really real. What we're really reporting is this right here. This is cum causal. Cum circumstantial, cum Cornelium conspiceret, Flavia canebat, or canebat. It's hard to read it backwards for me. When she was spotting Cornelia, Flavia was dining. Now, did this cause Flavia to dine? No. This is what was happening when Flavia was dining. This sets the stage for Flavia dining. This is cum circumstantial. This is just circumstantial what's happening. This was causal. This is circumstantial. Write those down. Causal, circumstantial. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. So you're going to be rewinding a lot on this video, I bet, and pausing a lot. Indirect questions. An indirect question is a question that I'm not actually asking you. Okay? I am reporting a question to you. I am telling you what someone else asked or what someone else is thinking. Therefore, it's not real. As a result, it's subjunctive. Okay? The formula is it's a questioning word plus the subjunctive. The cum clause is it was a cum plus the subjunctive. So, mater sciwit quo currura non potuiset. Mother knew to where she had not been able to run. So what did mother know? She knew the answer to the question. To where should she run? She knew where she was not able to run, where she had not been able to run. So when you know where something is, when something is, why something is, etc., those count as indirect questions. You can also use verbs to set them off. For instance, Cornelia matri rogavit, cur sextus matrem non haberet. Cornelia asked to her mother, why Sextus was not having a mother. So she's not asking us, I'm not asking you, I'm not asking why does Sextus not have a mother, but I'm telling you, I'm gossiping about Cornelia's question, which was why Sextus does not have a mother. These are indirect questions. Now, a thing I need you to understand is this. Just because the mood changes does not mean the tense changes. You're still going to use terrible English. Just because the mood changes does not mean the person or the voice changes. The only thing that changed is the fact that it's not real. So you translate all the subjunctives exactly as they are. If it's third person singular, active voice, imperfect tense, subjunctive mood, you use was. All right. So, now that you've done that, read pages 151 to 152. See to it that you've copied down those charts. And then I want you to do 42C. And all you need to do is tell me the line number that it's on and write down the imperfect subjunctive and then write down the pluperfect subjunctive and just write that word down with the line number that it's on. And then I want you to go ahead and do 42D. Okay? And you're going to give the imperfect and pluperfects in the third person plural for supero and ewado. Should be really, really easy. Okay? You just copy down a bunch of charts. All right. I'm going to hit the button.